Hello, Aries. Welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. Now, I know we're starting with a tarot card. You're like, lady, that is not tea leaves. No, it's not. But what we do have here is the Knight of Cups. And so for every reading, I like to set my stuff up. I get the tea going, I let it steep, I drink it, and I pull a card as I am doing all of this. Why do I do that? I do it because I want to know what is the atmosphere of the reading as we are walking into it. If we could think of it as a room, I kind of want to know, like, how is this thing going to be decorated? What is it going to smell like? What is, who's lingering around in the corners? So here we have the Knight of Cups. And if you've seen any of my readings, and especially if you've seen me pull the Knight of Cups ever, you will know that this is one of my favorite cards. The Four of Discs usually is number one. Number two, the Knight of Cups. Why? Because it represents the beloved, in my opinion, right? What is the beloved? Now, this could be another person. This could be our animus work. This could be an archetype within self that, we really like to dwell within. It could be even, right, our daemon, not to be confused with demon. Daemon, our higher thinking, our guardian angel, our true self. All of these things, right? So when this energy shows up, I know you are in that beloved agape. You are connected to the universe. You are feeling very plugged in, for better or worse, right? Now, it's not always like a great feeling to know what is going on, to have, the energy. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have to move this a little bit. Hopefully it's not too loud. I don't know what it sounds like when I'm moving it. There we go. There we go. All right. So, let's go ahead. We're going to, and it's just a mess in here, you guys. I'm okay with that. I know you Aries are going to understand. I was in here doing some other work. I came in and I had hoped to start like an hour ago. I just started getting to some other work and I got all kind of lost in my studies. Okay, so we're going to lift. We knock to be polite, and we're going to lift it up. We're going to take a look. We're going to see what this beauty has to show us. And I want to say thank you for clicking on the reading. I love you. I am sending you so much. Really, it's like a hug. If you don't like to be touched, I don't like to be touched by people usually. It's a hug, but from afar, right? Across the room kind of hug. Like we're pantomiming it. Okay. And I don't know what it is about today, but like the last few days, that full moon, that trek towards 1010 portal, which I am actually filming this on October 10th, 2025 on the 1010 portal, and tomorrow this will come out on October 11th, 2025. I want everybody to know when I do these readings so you can kind of understand the energy of, when they're being read. But yeah, something about the last few days, it has just been wild. I mean, it feels like a lot of annoyance, conflict, being uncomfortable, maybe in your body, maybe in, heart, mind, soul. A real few days that it's like, everything is changing. Consensus reality is, I don't know. It's just wild lately. Hard to imagine, hard to grasp the many levels of things going on, right? And all of this brought to a fever pitch and then kind of mirrored into our personal lives the last few weeks, and especially these last days, a lot of conflict, a lot of conflict. But also, I feel like a lot of necessity to just say how you're feeling, or like, you know, if somebody did something and you just didn't want to bring it up, you didn't want to make it a big deal, and now it's like, I just have to say it, dude. You know, I feel like this is the energy that has been building up in us, and now we're on the 1010 portal, and baby, it's all just coming out, right? We are in a massive revelation right now. Massive revelation. So I want to give everybody a hug. I need a hug, okay? I need some love and support over here, if I'm being honest. But yeah, I don't know. We're going to get through it though, right? We always do. We always do. So let's see. What's going on in the tea leaves now? And if you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I want to hear from you. I want to hear all about how your 1010 portal went. What did you do? Did anything show itself to you? Okay, so we have the cow right here. You can see with the horns even. And here's the, like, where the head would be and the body. Now, we also have in this black space here, it looks like a person holding a child who is holding an umbrella. Okay, this is very, very much the energy of multi-generational support. Okay, so the cow, even with the horns, we're going to call this Hathor. We're going to call this Hera. We're going to call this that middle goddess. Now, it's not the young middle goddess. This is the seasoned mother. This is the mother who, you know, has had a few kids. This is the mother that has raised children since, you know, they were probably, you know, raising their siblings. Like, this is a person who knows what they're doing, and they have, you know, their systems kind of, you know, really like in place. Now, I feel that this energy is surrounding you. So I am under the impression that maybe this is your mother, your grandmother, somebody within your line who has stuck around to really, really be a part of your journey. Not only raising children, if you had children or raised children, but as a part of, you know, your decision making, the trajectory of your life. And when you've had the lows in your life, having that comfort, that feeling of, you know, maybe being alone, but not feeling super alone, because you've had this person with you all the while. And I feel that they are also very much a part of your children's lives, your grandchildren, and now if you didn't have children, the kids in your family. I imagine, and I might, you know, I don't know, but I imagine that you are somebody that is easily bonded with children. Like you're a teacher or a caregiver, you've maybe, you know, like I said, you've had a few children. You've been raising kids forever, you know, since you were young. And you probably were a babysitter or something like this. And kids are just drawn to you. You know, you exist well within the world of children, which is very different than being just in the adult world. Like, I never took care of kids when I was young. I never had friends that had kids when I was, like, in my 20s. And if they did, like, you know, they'd have their kids and then they'd kind of disappear from the scene. And you know, you wouldn't see them as much or at all. And so I just really was like, I was in full adult world up until I was like in my early mid-30s. And that switch into being like a parent or being a part of like, you know, these networks of people who are, you know, taking care of each other's kids and part of the same activities and playgroups and, you know, I had no idea. I had never even thought about this world. But there are people who just really flourish in it. the super moms and the, the wonderful older sisters and the, aunties and the dads. And I know, I'm sorry. I have to admit, I'm very woman-minded lately. I've been very immersed in my female relationships, my relationships with other, how should I say, people that are dwelling in, I don't know, motherhood mostly, and so I'm thinking about women when I'm doing readings a lot of times. But that doesn't mean that this cannot be for a masculine person or somebody who identifies as a man. But I feel like you come from, a line of people who really always took up for each other. And I'm wondering if maybe your mother died when you were young, passed away when you were young, or younger. But I don't feel like you have I don't know. There's this thing I think that happens, especially when my mother passed away when I was 11. And I've been lucky enough to have, a wonderful older sister who was like a mom. And I was always that kid that like everybody's parents would always be like, oh, she's one of our kids now, So I have a lot of moms and dads out there. And I love each one of you, if any of you are listening. But there's just something that happens when you grow up without one of your parents or both of your parents or caretakers. It doesn't have to be a biological parent, but I do think there's something about, you just, when you get into the role of somebody that was missing from your life or left your life early, or they just maybe neglected their responsibilities. They didn't take it seriously. They were unable to do it in a way that, you needed them. But you get into that role yourself and you do your best, of course, but sometimes it's like, man, I feel like an imposter. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like I don't deserve this. I don't deserve to, be what I am. For me, it's the motherhood, right? Sometimes I feel like I don't even deserve this amazing human being, But I know I'm all teary-eyed. But I feel like for you, there's just such this like interwoven strength in knowing, right? Like, there's no question. You are a wonderful parent. You are who you want to be. You do have the people that you love who are beloved to you in your life. And I feel that, all of this has really, it's created a strength and union within your close family unit that, is kind of a rarity these days. And so I think that's a beautiful thing, and I think that's something that really wanted to be recognized here. I also feel that this mother figure, this mother person, this energy that wraps around you, I also feel that you emanate the same energy for others. So you are a person that, you did the thing, and you're doing the thing, and you've learned a lot, and you, instead of, judging other people and sitting on your high horse, like, oh, why do they do it that way? Or I would have done it this way, or, whatever. You get in there and help. You get in there and say, hey, you have a beautiful family. You're doing an amazing job. Can I help you carry your groceries out? Do you want me to walk with one of the kids, hold their hands? Sometimes, and if you are a mom, And or a dad. I don't know what dad world is like so much, but I know mom world. Sometimes, dude, you just got to go over there and you got to tell the lady, dude, those yoga pants look amazing on you. Also, your kid is super funny. They might be having like a meltdown or something, right? Can I do anything? Is there anything I can do? You know, like, can I help? And I know, yeah, sometimes it's like, well, I don't want to make somebody feel uncomfortable, or I don't want to make them feel bad. No, listen, we're a community. We're a family. We're a collective species, right? And sometimes, I mean, listen, this depends on where you're at. If I was up in like the middle of the city and I had my daughter, I probably wouldn't want to deal with all of that. It's overwhelming. I would be, you know, really overstimulated probably. But, you know, just in a regular old grocery store, it's the middle of the day or, you know, maybe it's dinner time and, you know, you see people struggling sometimes and you have to. Like, it's maybe like, how about this? Let's do a challenge. For the next year, from now until next October, 3 times, please, go out of your way to tell somebody. Doesn't have to be a mom or a parent or anything. Just go out of your way to help somebody. Go out of your way to, you know, say something nice to somebody, supportive to somebody that you don't know, you know. And don't film it. Don't film it. So anyways, let's see. With the umbrella too, here's the deal. This is the most beautiful sign to me of this whole scenario. You have given the children in your life the tools to weather any storm. Hear me now. You have given them the tools. You have guided them. You have taught them. You have supported them. You have shown them through your own living experience how to manage the storms, how to get through those things, how to try to stay as intact as you can. And whatever blew away, okay, we keep it moving. You know? And so I feel like this is one of the great successes of your life. And I want you to take that in. I want you to really take that into yourself. I want you to think about those kids. I want you to think about how they have grown. I want you to think about, if they're adults, how they have been as people and parents themselves. And I want you to congratulate yourself because you have done work that is most needed, and that is breaking cycles, not just family cycles, breaking cultural, community, mores, you know, outmoded ways of thinking and behaving, and giving your kids the tools to face the great unknown, because that's what we're all facing, right? So that is a beautiful thing, a beautiful thing. Now we have a horse, okay, who is kind of reared up. We have another horse over here, and it kind of almost looks like this one is throwing somebody off. We have the letter Z over here. Oh no, this isn't a horse, this is a bird. Look, it has the tail. Okay, so we have a messenger and Z, the letter Z. We also have a little home over here. We also have a person back here, and we have, it looks like horns maybe. We have the number 509. 509. That's like what is 509? 530 is like up by the mountains, like Folsom area, I think. I don't know, 509, I think is that the Bay Area? I don't know. we have a fish right here. It's not just a regular fish, it's a goldfish. So this is about like longevity, health, prosperity, okay? Down here we also have a butterfly and we have a lobster. So the lobster represents melancholy and the butterfly is all about self-evolution. Okay, so I do feel like you are maybe somebody who vacillates between like really getting into self-work, if that's like physical, if that is your emotional stuff, if that is, you know, really like getting super into your practices, your spirituality, your religion, you know, your self-care, whatever. Now, it feels to me like you received a message. You received a message from somebody that you hadn't heard from in a long time. Very emotional connection, volatile. Okay, I feel like this is like one of those grand lovers of your life where it's like no matter how long you've been away from each other, the moment that you get in the same room or like even the same area, like there is such a magnetism. It's like your head goes goofy. It's like, you know, if you haven't drank in like 15 years and you just like decide to get trashed one day, right? Like there's no way around the fact that, yeah, if you're going to drink, especially if you haven't drank in a long time, you're probably going to get pretty messed up, right? Well, this is the same kind of thing with this person. Like you intentionally probably have stayed away from them for years because every time you cross each other's paths, you end up like risking it all to try to like get close to each other, make this thing work. And then immediately it's like good for a few days, maybe even a few weeks. And then it's like one thing gets said, one thing gets brought up, trigger. And, you know, then you're absolutely at war again. Just, you know, destroying each other's lives. Like, I'm not saying like you just break up. Like this is like, you know, you catch like a restraining order type of dynamic. Okay. They are coming back. I'm sorry to laugh like that. You know, I speak as a person who can understand. Okay. And so, yeah, they're coming around, but here's the deal. You've been doing the work. Right? And I feel like with the horse represents almost always for me, movement. Like you are intentionally making a move. Okay. Now, when this person starts coming around and you start to get them spidey senses and then you know, oh my gosh, okay, they have their gaze fixed upon me once again, right? And you start to prepare yourself because you know, this is it. This is like the thing you cannot say no to, right? Not this time. No. This time, as you are saying to yourself, I'm not doing this, and you're already getting that, you know, the saddle on the horse. You're like, no, I'm not going anywhere. I'm happy where I'm at. I don't need that person in my life. I'm not doing it again. I'm not falling for it again. As you're packing your stuff to go towards them, right? That horse is going to buck you right off. It's not going to happen. The universe is going to definitely throw some major blockages to keep you away from this person. And I really do. I think that you're going to go through the whole gamut of emotions. But that devil energy is so much about rebellion and like breaking the old cycles that I feel like there's no way around the things that are going to get in your way. Okay? You just hold tight, okay? Hold tight. If you need to get off of social media, if you need to, you know, not look at your text messages for a couple days, do it, right? Do not succumb to this, like, pull of this person. They are on the same BS that they always are. And listen, you will be too if you go towards this thing, right? Now, here's the deal. I feel like there is a sense of it's got to be, it's got the house is also a heart. So there's also a heart here. I feel like there is somebody else in the mix. Now, maybe you're married to them already. Maybe you've been with them for years and this old person is just like, you know, an old fling from back in the day that comes around every 5 years or whatever. That might be the case. But I feel like more than likely there is a sense of like a newer relationship or maybe even courting somebody, because I do think that there's like this, there's not even a moment where you question if you would choose to stay with who you're with now or who you are courting now, because I think you have a decent relationship. I feel like this is a place where you feel safe, you know, and consistent with this person. But I don't think you have those high highs like you do with the, you know, the one that kind of comes around every once in a while. You know, and that's the thing that really, it really gets you sometimes, you know. Especially like if things have slowed down in your relationship or maybe you're not as connected and then you have this opportunity to like have this big emotional, sensual, exciting, dramatic experience that is already established. It's not like you're building it from the ground up. I can see why people do like will backslide like that. You know, sometimes it feels like we're very, like, our emotions, our relationships are very static or, you know, maybe even stagnant or grown apart, whatever, you know. But again, I'm just going to appeal to you. Do not succumb to it. Do not go back. My coffee cup is so loud. I'm sorry. Okay. Now, let's see what's over here. We have the house again. So, it looks like we have 6, the number 6 below it. We have an incoming message. We have a person with their hand out and a bird coming to their hand. We have somebody who's a little bit older. It looks like they're sitting in the rocking chair, which usually is an indicator to me that they're an older person. We have the number 2, or the number 2. We also have a dog by their side. You can see right in here. There's a little dog. This is the person sitting in the chair, and then you can see the little rocking chair floor thing, and then the dog. Okay, so also the number 3 down here. So to me, it feels like there's this real wanting to, I feel like it's just like I want to hang out. It's not super exciting. I'm sorry. I was like trying to think of like a way to say it. But I feel like for you right now, all you want to do is just kind of like hang out with the people that you like get along with. Your best friend, you know, your significant other, your kids, like whatever. I feel like you're just at a place in your life where you're just happy to be like, you know, by the house, hanging out, doing your thing, and stuff just being stable. Doesn't have to be super exciting. And, you know, that might be a boring reading for some, and I'm sorry, but I have to say, I am never sad to just, you know, see that you're coming into a place of ease, of connection, of, you know, stuff just being okay. You know, no news is good news type of deal. I know, I'm just like, I have to change this for, I'm going to change it here in a couple days for Halloween stuff. Okay, number 63. Number 63. Or just, I don't know. Really, I just want to start preparing for Saturnalia. Number 7. And number 72. Number 72. All right. Well, Aries, let's do a Scentsy Child affirmation card, and then we're going to head out of here. Thank you for putting up with my all over the placeness today. I nourish my body with healthy food, my mind with education, and my soul with self-development. Absolutely. Whatever healthy food looks like for you, right? It's different for each of us. And, you know, whatever healthy means, that's also different for each of us. So, anyhow, Aries, I love you. I hope that you have the most wonderfulest day. If you want to like, subscribe, or leave a comment, I'd love to hear from you. Other than that, I'm going to say, again, I love you. Good night.